Yeah, let's bring that one back because now I'm thinking about Daddy, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's one of those songs.
you know what song I'm gonna play for you right now?
Arms
In
and
the
Eggs.
arms. Now
Let's
it's like
just do
that,
that on
bro.
the
Come here,
podcast.
man. It'll be alright, bro.
We'll all just sit here and cry it out.
It'll be alright, brother.
Hey, blast off, I can talk my ass off. Hey, Smokey, what you seen, and I'll tell you what I saw. Hollywood, what you think, and I'll tell you what I thought. And we can talk about it all when we here on Trash Talk. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of
The Trash Talkers Podcast. We made it.
What's up, Smoke Diggity?
What up?
How are you?
Oh man, I'm good. I want you to go first because there's something I want to talk about in recent events.
Okay. What's going on in my life right now? I contemplated getting another dog, Smokey.
Another dog. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but God, I ain't got the time.
Dude, that's the
I
problem.
ain't got the time.
Yeah, that's the hardest part is having to train the dog.
Yeah.
And if you work all the time, that's tough.
Yeah. And with me, it's like, man, it's one of those things where it's like if it's forced on you, it's like, hey, here's a dog. Then you find a way to make time.
Yeah.
But it's like this situation was like, I really want one, but I don't want to be neglectful towards it.
Yeah, see, I'd feel bad about having to crate the dog all day while I'm at work, Or if you leave him out, you come home and the sofa's torn to pieces, That's the tough part. That's why I haven't gotten a new one myself.
To any of the new our old, if you're an OG trash talker, y'all remember Titan. You remember Titan was the best dog. Titan would walk in here right now, and Smokey would pet him. We watching a video, he's petting him, just talking, man.
He would just hang out.
Yeah, Titan was cool, man.
Yeah.
But what you got?
Man, so you watched the Super Bowl halftime, right?
Yeah.
Why are people so upset about it?
I don't know. And we're going to read the top 3 comments from the previous podcast.
Definitely.
But, that is I don't know why.
I don't understand. Like, I can see some things that detractors will come up with. Like, okay, so Kendrick doesn't have that many songs that everybody knows. There probably were other artists that everybody would be singing along every word. But he got a decent response, and he put on a decent show. Sure. I don't understand why people are so mad.
So if I just had to just guess, if I'm just guessing, there's one thing that I do kind of see a little weird. But as far as the Kendrick thing, I will say, he's on is it the Super Bowl like the most watched thing?
Yeah.
So literally the most watched thing, and you're calling one of the top selling artists
of the year
of ever a certified PDF file.
Oh, you're talking about Drake.
When I'm saying Kendrick is saying that on
that
a
was
national, and then he's
made me feel bad for Drake.
Yeah, but so I'm just guessing. Maybe that's
that
why
may
people
play
are.
into it. Yeah, that may play into it. Yeah, I get it.
Another thing I thought was Serena Williams. Drake's ex-girlfriend. She was crip walking.
Yeah.
Serena's sister was killed by a crip. That's weird.
That is weird.
Like you crip walking and your sister was.
Yeah.
Off by the crib. I don't know. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I don't know much about that, but I don't know. I mean, there's people that don't really know the music that would see it and go, "Oh, that's the worst halftime show of all time." Like just because you didn't know the songs, is it really? Like the performance was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't Prince, but it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be a Prince. You're not going to be a Michael Jackson, but it wasn't as bad as I think people.
And then
were saying.
social media gets a hold of it and go, "Oh, this is all racism."
Oh God!
Why is everything racist?
Before we hop into the racist thing, one thing that I have noticed about this Super Bowl thing. Remember how like every Super Bowl halftime show, people would come on social media or they'd be like, "Oh, the Illuminati, look at this."
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen anything.
No, it didn't happen for this one.
I haven't seen anything about Illuminati on this one. Not one.
Yeah, but if it was like Lady Gaga or something, you'd see a ton of that. But yeah.
Now, is there any way to tie that in with racism? Why are we not hearing anything about the occult, but now we're hearing a lot about racism? Is that the new occult?
It may be. Maybe that's the new topic at hand that everybody wants to talk about, Damn. I don't get it. I didn't see anything racist or even racial about it. Maybe the line about 40 acres and a mule, but like what would spark anybody, white or black or any other race, to go, "Oh man, that performance was racist," or the reason you didn't like it because you're racist? I don't understand that. I think at some point we got to stop labeling everything as racism.
Yeah. Again, people, trash talkers, there's a difference between racist and
A
racial.
racial.
There's a difference. There's a
Yeah,
difference.
exactly.
But I don't know.
I mean, and even like the Patriots, you know, he made an American flag out of people.
yeah.
He didn't get up there and say "F this country."
I mean, hell, the Chiefs were playing.
And Samuel L. Jackson was
Uncle Sam.
I don't get it.
And like I said, saying the Chiefs, like that's native, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
America, you know,
And the Eagles.
the Eagles, America.
Yeah.
How much more America? I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I never even thought about that until now. It's so America. It was the Eagles.
Yeah,
versus
the Eagles and the
Chiefs.
Chiefs fighting over.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that till now. Man.
I don't know. I think people stretch too much, and you know they're just trying to make something out of nothing. I guess.
You guys let us know what your thoughts of on the
Yeah.
Super Bowl controversy going around. But as we do here, we always read the top 3 comments from our previous podcast. Smokey, do you remember our previous podcast?
Who the hell cares about Nirvana?
So let's read our top 3 comments from the podcast. Who the hell cares about Nirvana? The number 3 most liked comment comes from Chris Arcter. Chris Arcter says Nirvana is a great band, but it's not going to be for everyone. Metallica isn't for everyone. Madonna isn't for everyone. Eminem isn't for everyone. Plain and simple.
Absolutely.
Good point.
That's perfect.
Yeah. The number 2 most liked comment comes from Aaron Smuck. Shout out to you, Aaron Smuck. Aaron Smuck says, it's not just Nirvana's music, which I have loved since I was a kid. It's also how they opened the door for independent bands to break through. If it wasn't for Nirvana, the punk rock scene wouldn't be as big as it is, in my opinion. Punk
That's
rock.
a pretty good statement. I mean, yeah. Because grunge was kind of bridging that gap between punk and metal at the time.
Huh. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Shout
I
out to you.
understand. Yeah.
Shout out to you, Aaron Smoke. The number 1 most liked comment from that podcast comes from Chuleta. Shout out to you, Chuleta. Chuleta, salute. Chuleta says, when you have 10 writers and producers on your album, it's not that difficult to sell millions and millions of records. All of those rappers you mentioned had a whole team behind them. All sales don't always equal the best. Some bands and rappers can sell 10 million records and then you forget about them 2 years later. Longevity and influence on others help make them the greatest. Oh, that was
that
when
does
me and
happen.
you were talking about.
Who were we talking about?
We were because you were like, I'm like, because you said if Lil Nas, I said is Lil Nas X the greatest rapper if
Yeah.
he just sold, and I was like,
Yeah. Well, see, and that's why I was trying to point out. There's a difference between the greatest, meaning the one who sells the most, and being the best.
See, again, we're gonna go back to that. Does greatest strictly mean sales?
Maybe not strictly, but you know, if you want to add longevity in there, also you can. But my parameters were who sold the most. That's the greatest. That's the most popular. That's the most known
At that time.
at that time.
So me, yes, sales does have to come into it, but I think you do need to have some longevity. Like
But-
I take like John Jones. Like I think John Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. Some people say GSP.
Yeah.
Some people say Khabib.
Yeah.
The reason I say John, and John, you know, John Jones has the lowest selling pay-per-views as a heavyweight. Do you know that?
Oh, that's not good.
But he's
do
the
heavyweights?
greatest.
Yeah, but do heavyweights not sell as much?
Daniel Cormier sold a lot when he fought Derek Lewis.
I think Rashad even sold a lot.
Yeah,
Rashad Evans.
So then, is Rashad Evans?
But he was light heavyweight, but basically.
Is he better than John Jones?
Nah.
That's one I think me and you'll always be like kind of on the fence
Yeah.
about with that.
Yeah.
But today's topic, what you got, Smokey?
What were we going to talk about? Songs that you should never listen to.
Break it down.
Like, there's certain songs that might elicit a certain emotion in you that you know a song is just a great song, but you can't listen to it for a certain reason. And there's also songs that, you know, people say are cursed.
Yeah.
People say that, you know, there's certain reasons that you shouldn't be listening to this.
I've got a few about the cursed ones, but you know, starting off what you said about, you know, some songs you may not want to listen to because it's gonna, you know, elicit certain feelings.
Yeah.
I got one that I actually bawled crying on camera. You guys can go watch this reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I hear Simple Man, I cry. I don't know why. Well, I know exactly why. It's because my mama was just go watch the reaction. You'll see. I'm not gonna explain it. I've explained it before. Go watch the reaction. You'll see why I bawled my eyes out, man. But that's one of those songs. It's like, yes, I love my mama, so it's okay to cry, but I know.
Yeah.
You put that on. Mm-hmm. There's about to be a waterfall.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the biggest one I can think of as far as emotionally, and it's because of a certain reason, and the reason this song was written, and the emotions it elicits when you listen to it.
What you got?
That Arms of an Angel by Sarah McLachlan.
Oh, dude.
We all know, I mean, a lot of people are going to hate on it now because it was so overplayed at one point in time, right? And it's been on every Feed the Hungry Children commercial.
I think the video propaganda might have added to that.
It might have, but if you've ever been an addict in a certain situation and you listen to the words of that song, it will elicit a response from you.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, damn, that's actually a good one.
Like, I don't want to bust anybody out, but I saw a dude literally like, I say it's funny, it's not funny, but it's kind of funny, but it's not funny that this guy happened to be trapped. He locked himself in a room listening to this song.
Where you about to go here? Where you about to go here, bro?
It was just a dude who, this is a funny story, but it's not funny because he was suffering from addiction, right?
Okay. So
he had locked himself in his room, listened to this song over and over, and could not control himself.
You ain't helped the dude out, like say.
You try. I mean, he was throwing a fit.
Hey, bro, that'd be alright.
It's like you need help. You do need help. We all need help sometimes. It's okay to admit that. But
Smokey just
maybe you shouldn't be listening to that song.
Smokey opens the door like, just making sure you're still alive. All right, brother.
Yeah. Tell me when you. God! Tell me when you turn that song off, bro. We'll get you some help.
Yeah. No, but you're right, man. That is one of those ones. And for me, I every time I just picture that there were many commercials like Save an Animal, like the animal looking like all teary-eyed, or like 35 cents could help save this kid in Ethiopia now.
And that's why they use that song so much.
To grab you.
Yeah.
And then it kind of makes you feel like a douche, man. It's like, I got 35 cents. I could easily, you know what I mean?
Why am I not sending this money in?
Man.
That's what they use it for. Because they want you to sit there on your couch, tears streaming down your face like, I've got to help them.
Man, I mean...
And, depending on the organization. I mean, I would like to assume that most of them are trying to do good. But they use that song for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, God, and if you think about it, that's kind of exploiting emotions.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
like, I'm using your emotions to profit, which is crazy.
And any, helpful program can use that song. Like, if you want to save the children, you want to save the animals, you want to go to rehab, they can all just use that song and get more people in through that.
Give me something where you can't use that song. Like a commercial where you like, all right, this don't just work.
J.G. Wentworth.
J.G.
In the
arms of J.G. Wentworth. It's my money and I want it now. So I'm curious, like you personally, I said the Simple Man, it makes me want to tear up when I think about my mom. Is there any songs that you have specifically where it causes anger or like you're just, every time you hear it, it brings out emotion? A song you can't listen to.
Well, I'm an android, so I don't really feel emotions.
When did I not get that update?
Daddy from Korn.
Oh, Dad. Why is that?
Not things I want to talk about.
Oh, okay. I mean, I would assume you're talking about because of the song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in the song. And,
damn.
Yeah. It makes you think about your childhood, and you're like, yeah.
Okay. Man. Yeah, let's bring that one back. Because now I'm thinking about Daddy, and I'm like.
Yeah. That's one of those songs.
You know what song I'm going to play for you right now?
Arms
in
of
the arms. Now it's like, yeah, bro, come here, man. It'll be all right, bro.
I'll just sit here and cry it out.
It'll be all right, brother. Man, it is crazy how there are some songs, and like you had mentioned, the creepy songs. There's there's been myths and I guess you could call them rumors behind like certain Memphis rap songs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That people say are cursed, and I think they actually called them the Memphis Sigils. But
yeah, the sigils.
Yeah, there's some where it's like there's this, and I'm not even. Yes, 3 6 Mafia. Yes, we all know, but there's
it goes
songs.
way deeper.
I'm talking deep.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of those underground artists that we're putting out.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They, I mean, it's like, and it sounds haunting.
Yeah.
Like the frequencies, the bells, the lo-fi quality, the stuff they're talking about. It's like when you're listening to it, it's like, God damn. Like,
Using samples. Oh, that's a good one too. Using samples of songs that use the forbidden chords too.
Oh.
You know, that was a big thing when Black Sabbath came out, because they were using those forbidden chords that the Catholic Church had said so many years before, you should never use these chords because they are of the devil. They will, those chords, just those sounds will turn children to the devil.
Who thought of that? Who was the first person to say we're gonna name these chords the devil's chords?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's someone who considered themselves a prophet that said God told me this, but other than that, you would think they must have just, like, the organ player at church or the piano player or somebody just played this chord.
Don't play that.
And they're like, no,
dude, it's crazy.
No, that's of the devil.
We were talking in the arms of an angel. They're profiting off your emotions, you know? Is it maybe the same thing with the devil chords? It's like, hey, we don't want you
playing off your fear.
You're like, hey, come to God. Don't listen to that. Like, are they using music to steer a narrative?
I mean, how long has religion said, music is one of the many tools of the devil?
Well, apparently Lucifer was a great, like, he was a beautiful
harp player.
He was like a beautiful, handsome guy that could play your typical rock star.
Yeah.
Maybe you think that's where the term rock star comes from, because Lucifer was technically a rock star.
I mean, technically he was. I mean, he's been in folklore. He's been a rock star in folklore for many, many years.
I mean, hell, you know how many shirts we got that are bands that somehow similar?
Well, that's why people hated Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
I mean, of course they were ultra popular, but the religious folks hated Black Sabbath. Even though if you listen to the lyrics, you're like, Ozzy's actually talking about good stuff and trying to help people through these words. Yeah, he may be living a certain way, but like he said on Crazy Train, if we could learn how to love and forget how to hate, he's like, I know that things are going wrong for me, but listen to my words.
Exactly. Do
what
I say.
That's what they did.
Not as I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, dude, and that's what we do here. You know, we hear songs, and that's what I really enjoy, dude. Is because on the surface, if you were to play a Black Sabbath song, "Crazy Train," by Black Sabbath, we're thinking,
that was Ozzy, but after Black Sabbath.
Give me a big Black Sabbath song.
The Wizard.
All right, the Wizard. You play the Wizard. You play that for us before us doing Rappers Rap. We're thinking Black Sabbath. Yes, we know who Ozzy is, but we're thinking Black Sabbath. That's gotta be evil.
Oh yeah,
you know, and then you hear
War Pigs, you know.
Yeah, and it's like
it's about the evils of war.
But when you listen to it, it's like, man.
Yeah, when you actually examine the lyrics, you're like, oh, he's pointing out how horrible war is.
But why is it that
the church would assume, oh, he's glorifying it?
Oh, I just thought of something else too, like songs you cannot play. I don't know if you would necessarily call it a song, but you know how all like those children's lullabies all like apparently have like
like London Bridges falling down.
Rock-a-bye baby. Why are you rocking a baby in the treetop? And when the valve breaks, the cradle will...
and the baby dies.
Yeah, but you're lulling your child to sleep with it.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of them, well, I would say most nursery rhymes.
I would say most. What's the one? Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Ring around the rosy. That's the plague.
Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy how we converted it from something horrible to something to get your kid to fall asleep.
I mean, is
that affecting the world though? Like you're singing these songs about horrible things to your child, and it's supposed to be innocent, but does that actually affect the child later in life?
That's a good question, because if you think about it, you know, children's minds are developing every day, and you as a full-grown adult, your brain is is developed. You know, it's like, oh, of course.
It's looking past that. Yeah.
But the child is probably like, wait a minute, why do I want to fall off this tree?
Yeah.
Why do the ashes all make us all fall down?
Yeah. Why do I need a pocket full of posies?
Yeah. Why?
That's to keep the smell away while you have the plague.
Man, I don't know. That's crazy. Trash talkers, let us know, man. What's your kids? Did you sing them lullabies like that? No. Man, I played it like I had a situation.
I don't think I ever did the whole nursery rhyme thing.
No,
not really. No.
Man, I had a situation with a person with a kid that I thought was mine, and every night, dude, I would put this kid to bed, but I would never. It was a ritual. Damn, even rituals. Damn, is putting kids to bed a ritual? Like God, are we looking too deep here, man? But I would put this kid to bed every day. I would give give him a bath. You know, I'd swaddle him up. I'd take a little bit of what's that the pepper, it's lavender, like a little bit of lavender, and I would just like spray a little bit in the air, and I'd hum just like some Elliott Smith and be asleep in no time. But it's like, why the ritual? And I guess when it comes to kids,
kids,
you
like
need
some parents have to drive their kid around to get them to fall asleep.
Dude, I'll never forget. I had to work late like one night. She was like, I cannot get him to go to bed. I'm like, just do what I do. It's like,
you wrap them up tightly so they feel like they're in the womb, and then you give them some constant movement.
Yeah,
like those little rocker things.
Yes,
those work great.
I mean, she didn't. Not to throw under bus, but she didn't have the patience. She thought, wrap them up, do this for 5 seconds, sleep.
Yeah,
no,
you're supposed to gain that once you have a kid.
Not this one.
Yeah.
I ain't. I'm not gonna get on her. Yeah. But I don't know, man. When it comes to certain, dude, I actually have a list here because we talk about Robert Johnson so much and about how he sold his soul.
Yeah.
So you know the song he's got, "Curse of the Crossroads." So there were 4 artists that actually used it, and it has a tragic. I
went down to the crossroads, dropped down on my knees.
Yes. And I want to ask you, so Eric Clapton, he played a version of the tune with Cream. He lost his 2-year-old son from a tragic fall out of a window. Then the band Lynyrd Skynyrd covered the song and was involved in a tragic airplane crash that offed 3 band members and the tour manager. Then Skynyrd guitarist Alan Collins, he suffered a car crash in 1986 that offed his girlfriend, and then he died later in 1990. Then the Allman Brothers, after they performed the song, Dwayne Allman, he passed in a motorcycle accident in 1971. A little over a year later, near the same spot, band member Barry Oakley also perished in another bike accident. Is it something with that particular song, this being an infamous story where this guy sold his soul, and then when these other artists,
all these blues bands covering it,
and then something bad happens? What's that about, you think?
I don't know. Is it just coincidence? Is it numbers? Because how many people have covered the song is the question.
Or is it cursed?
Yeah, that's a question too. I don't know.
I mean,
should we not be listening to that song?
I don't know.
I've heard it many times.
Well, that's the thing. Is it? God dang.
But then again, once you listen to a song like that, and then something happens weeks later, you start questioning: is it because I listened to that song?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you don't really think about it. Like, maybe you get a flat tire two days later. You're not even thinking like, how, like, and there's no glass, no nail on the road, but somehow you just got a flat tire. Your brain doesn't click like, man, it's probably because I listened to that day.
But one day you'll be thinking about it like, when's the last time I heard that song? Oh, right before I got the flat tire.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, okay. A little something off camera here. We, you know the song, I'm that noise you hear at night when you're all alone.
Oh yeah, the German Memphis style.
But it you know, so I listened to that song, and this just popped in my head after you said that. I just recently knocked myself out at work. I'm talking completely unconscious.
Right after listening to that.
Well, I was jamming that song on the way to work. I'm just saying.
I got a situation like that too.
Oh Lord!
When we were just discovering Ghost, and we covered Beelzebub, Asmodeus, Satanas, Lucifer.
What happened?
I was listening to that song in a parking lot at the gas station one day, and this van backs up right into my passenger door.
Oh!
Now, luckily, I wasn't getting out. I was waiting for the song to finish. But if I would have been stepping out, that thing would have crushed me. But I was listening to that song when it happened. I never thought about that until now.
But in a way, Ghost kind of saved you at the same time.
Kind of did.
Because if you was getting out, it's that's crazy. It's like it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
It's like
it's the gift and the curse.
I'm listening to this song and I knock myself out. I'm unconscious and maybe something good's about to happen. I don't know.
Possibly. Or it may have saved you from something else.
Maybe. Exactly. And you listening to Ghost, like, you would have been getting out of that door.
Yeah.
But nah.
If I wasn't listening to Ghost, I would have been squished.
You would have been smashed. But you had to finish that song.
Yep.
So, man.
Yep, I had to wait for the end of it.
Man, that's crazy, dude. Mm-hmm. We could, if you, I mean, maybe we're overthinking it, but if you think about it, you'd be like, well, I mean, because music is in everybody's life daily, right?
Yeah.
So if anything bad happens, I knew that Mariah Carey song. I knew it. If I,
dang it, Madonna.
Walking around Christmas. I stubbed my toe. Dang that song, man. Oh my.
Every time I listen to that song, Brenda Lee. Oh God.
What if there is something to
that?
that? Yeah, but what if there's? Okay. You know, being a former addict like myself, there are songs that I do hear that trigger those days.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Arms of the Angels.
Oh Lord, man.
Dude,
you ain't lying though, bro.
If you've ever been, leave us down in the comments. If you've ever been an addict, tell me that song does not mess with you.
It does. I never even thought about that, but you're right. It does kind of mess with you a little bit.
I mean, of course, she wrote the song for the keyboardist of Smashing Pumpkins who passed in a hotel room from. And,
damn.
Yeah.
What's this? Another song that gets me like that. What's the Titanic song?
Oh, Celine Dion.
I don't know what it is. I want to just hug something or just
yeah.
Like I don't know.
Is that a song we shouldn't listen to?
Who knows? Maybe, again, but it might be something with the frequencies and I don't know, broski.
There's the frequency that makes you poop yourself. The brown note.
Is it really called the brown note?
It's called the brown note.
If you're constipated, just go check out. Dude, someone should make a drink like a cure for like prune juice. Someone should make a prune juice drink and call it the brown note.
The brown note.
Yeah,
dude, there's so many frequencies that can actually elicit stuff in the human body. You know, that's why binaural beats and things like that exist. The brown note is one. There's also a note, and I don't remember the name of it right now, that can actually cause you to kick over dead.
The red note? I thought you was about to say, well, there's a green note out there that can make you pee. Look it up. See what that note is. I'm curious what it is, man. But as far as
it may be more of a frequency, but yeah.
I'm not. Maybe look. If you're still watching this, you're a true trash talker. We consider you family. But Smokey just bringing up the brown note for some reason. I have to go to the bathroom now. I don't know why. But for some reason, I feel like I need to go to the bathroom.
The Death Note.
Oh, there's a good anime called the Death Note.
Can sound waves kill you? Decibel Pro. High intensity sound waves above 150 decibels can burst your eardrums.
Oh, of course.
While sounds above 185 can impact your inner organs and cause death. So above 185 decibels. Like, you know, they started weaponizing things like that. But imagine if you could make a song using that note. Ooh. For one, you would never make it past recording.
Well, maybe you could make it if you did it in pieces, just didn't hear the whole.
Or if you made the song and then you adjusted it in post production.
Oh, okay,
to match the
I
frequency
got
you need, and then you never listen to it.
I don't want to hear it. Nope. And just put it out to the masses.
That's pretty evil. We probably shouldn't be putting that out. Somebody's gonna think about doing that.
I mean, how is that not? There's some evil, sick out there.
There is. Yeah. Like, you should never do that. That is a disclaimer.
Is that
never
a real
try
thing?
that, but theoretically it's possible, right?
Dude, there has to have been some. Oh my God!
There's been somebody tried it. I'm sure.
I
mean, they tried to weaponize it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. Like, man, you remember my cousin that passed? You know, Alan. You know, he was listening to XXXTentacion when they found his body. My cousin offed himself, and when they found his body, he was listening to XXXTentacion, and it was the devil. but it was on repeat.
Yeah.
And I've heard of so many stories of people having songs being played while, offing themselves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, the Death Note. What if those are some of those songs? Because there are
You
some.
think they might hide it in there subliminally or something?
I don't know. I mean, there are some songs. Like, think about.
I wouldn't say it's not possible.
Well, I mean, you said they tried to weaponize it, so it's
Yeah,
definitely.
they have. Think about the songs they use for torture.
Oh, dude, I heard something about Barney.
Barney was one.
Barney.
I love you.
That
You
stop!
love me.
I get it. Oh my God.
It's supposed to be so innocuous, and they'll just play it on a loop to torture someone.
Yeah, it would be torture, dude.
It would be.
Not only the thing. Remember
The first time you hear it, you're like, "Oh, I remember this." When I
Yeah.
was a kid.
Now after
12
7,900 hours later, you're like, Lord
Oh my
Jesus.
God. Make it stop.
The word, oh God, that's crazy, dude. Not only remember those creepypasta videos on like YouTube, like in the early days.
Oh,
I
yeah,
am
yeah.
Man, remember the Kleenex commercial?
Oh yeah.
That was a good. That's
gonna be a good night tonight.
no, I'm talking about the Japanese commercial.
Yes, that's what it was.
Was that the same song?
Yes. It's gonna be a good night tonight. It's gonna be a good day tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. God, that's right. You're right.
But it's like really high.
yeah.
Like they sing like super high,
What's
like tenor, maybe even soprano.
is that something that's
Good.
like? It's very high. Go check it out. I actually enjoy this song. If I'm being honest, actually,
Yeah,
a
it's
pretty
actually
good
not
song.
bad.
Pretty good
people
song.
have turned it into rap beats and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
But do you think that's something that's just in us, like that's inherited, like it's just in our DNA when we hear, like think about us during the hunter-gatherer days. Like you need to be extra quiet out when you're hunting or you're just gonna go hungry. Like is it something maybe in our DNA that could attract certain things with certain sounds, like a duck call? Like, you want duck, you do the maybe that frequency. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, is there anything
That attracts us like that.
why is it that there are some songs that make you feel like that? Is
There's war songs.
yeah,
Battle songs.
the haka.
Yeah, and the Vikings would use songs to hype themselves up. So yeah, I mean, in a way, that is primal. Yeah.
For some reason, every time I hear that, like it's something.
Yeah.
Yes, if you know,
Call
you
my
know.
child, don't you fret.
Great song.
Yeah, if you never listened to Lucid Planet, you should. You should do yourself a favor and do that. And I ain't gonna tell you to do anything with it, but some people would experiment with hallucinogens while listening to it, and yeah, certain things happen.
Yes,
when you do.
but just even that. So, all right, sure. Let's bring up the hallucinogen thing. The taking the hallucinogenic, it's opening your mind, right? Now, add that beat, add that, like that's like, whoa, you open the mind, and now the
Yeah.
music is like, oh, let me show you something now.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I agree, dude. Music is definitely a drug.
Oh yeah,
It's
it is. Absolutely.
What class drug is music? Or should different genres be different class drugs? Like pop is class A or schedule. I'm sorry, scheduled drugs.
Schedule 1.
Yeah, like where would you put death metal? What schedule is that?
Man. Let's say Schedule 2.
All right, let's go with
Because I mean, if you're gonna schedule it, you have to have certain deaths involved in it, right? So, which genres have made more people commit or do whatever?
let's go with blues.
Blues. I mean, Robert Johnson might be a Schedule 1.
That's what
if
I'm
all that
thinking.
stuff is true.
That's what I'm thinking, dude. That's some hard.
Yeah.
Where do you put pop?
Oh, pop.
That's like an Advil.
Yeah, then that's a non-narcotic.
Non-narcotic. You don't need. That's over the counter.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That's over the counter, man.
But like gangster rap, that would be up there.
oh,
That might be Schedule 1.
is that Schedule 1 too?
Yeah.
Well, damn. If we're gonna say that, you listen to Barney.
Barney might
what?
be a Schedule 1.
What the? What genre is Barney? That I Love You song. Come on.
I don't know.
I love you. You. What?
I mean, it's like the very, very old music. Like, you are my sunshine. Like, along those lines. Like, what would you even call it? Folk?
I don't know if I'm gonna say I love you. I don't know if that'd be folk. Maybe now definitely the you are my son. I don't know.
I mean, that's basically traditional folk. I mean, that song's 100 years old.
Huh? Is lullaby a genre?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not.
But is it a genre? Like,
Because that kind of is a lullaby, right?
Is lullaby a genre?
I think anything could be a genre. Who the hell cares about genre?
Oh yeah, that's it. I just want to see if that's a thing. Actually,
I'm sure it is.
Lullaby, yes.
If it's not a main genre, it's a subgenre.
A lullaby is considered a genre of music, specifically categorized as a type of soothing, gentle music designed to help people. Yeah, particularly babies.
What Barney's song is.
It's a lullaby. Damn. Well, I guess we've made some rap lullabies before. There's some rap lullaby.
Yeah.
Oh man. Damn. I'm thinking of like damn, you had made a song. Hell, we both made it. But there was one song I can't remember what you made, but it had like a toy box cranking, and I'm conflating mine with yours now. But at the beginning, if you just heard that clink clink clink, 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 like
that sets the mood.
It's kind of a lullaby, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's ominous too.
Very much so.
Isn't that crazy how you can make horror music and use lullabies in it to make it scarier?
Which brings us back.
Which is not supposed to be.
No. Which brings us back to why are we saying fall off of a tree in your cradle to your child?
So maybe lullabies are not really good to be singing to kids.
I don't know. That's a good question. Trash talkers, you guys let us know. I mean, if you just take the word
that's narcotic in itself.
Lull
you to sleep.
That's
you to narcotic, meaning nighttime, go to sleep.
God dang it, lullabies are scheduled when narcotic.
Yeah, lullabies should be banned.
Dude, if they banned music, if music was banned,
that's been
people
tried.
Selling.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I got that Barney for you right here.
You got that Barney?
Let me hit that Barney for you, bro.
Dang, man, I was just wanting that you are my sunshine.
Hey, tell him I got that Curious George next week.
I ain't telling nobody I got this. I tell him you got it, but I ain't get it.
All right, cool. Yeah. That'd be crazy if it gets to the point where they ban it and people are selling
CDs.
No, I'm thinking of just
it would have to be CDs because you could trace anything that goes over the internet.
Yeah.
So people would be trading CDs.
CD. I mean, why not tapes? You could do tapes.
I guess.
Hell,
not as many tape players left.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, hell if then.
But then again, like I've heard that Walkmans are catching on amongst Gen Zs.
Yes, that and vinyl players.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and VHS. What's that about? Why are they?
Oh well, analog. Like VHS tapes is analog horror. Like that's a whole genre of film. Is analog horror. Just for some reason, to Gen Z, seeing things on VHS tape, like with the tracking lines and everything, is horror to them.
Even if it's like a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Really?
Like there's something about tape that makes it scarier. To them, at least. I mean, we grew up on it, so we don't see it for the most part.
What about
But then again, like found footage.
Yeah,
it's scarier if it's a VHS tape rather than a DVD.
I mean, hell, I think one of my scariest movies ever was called VHS. I mean,
yeah, there you go.
I mean, but
all those like Blair Witch, Paranormal Activity.
Man, I don't know. It's just crazy because to us, it's like, man, what was it? I saw what was it? It was a clip where they gave a girl, I think a rotary phone. And they were like, figure out how to work it. And the parents are like, oh, she's never going to. She was like, oh, yeah. And like, how did you know that?
Well, I think that's pretty obvious, though, right? You see the numbers on there, but like, call 9 something. Okay.
And there was another one I saw, Atari. Like, kids are so used to just picking up a controller. But Atari, you got to push that thing in, turn it on.
That would be tougher to figure out.
Oh, they couldn't figure it out. They were like, where's the on button? Like, I don't know.
Or the kids that can't read a clock anymore.
Yeah. Or cursive.
Apparently, they do still teach clock reading in school. I know it's a big thing that Gen Z can't read a clock, but apparently they do. My son, told me exactly what time it was on an old analog clock. Not analog, but, the dial, whatever.
Yeah. your standard clock.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's almost like are we going backwards with actual, like,
Or progressing.
that's what I'm saying. The internet's progressing us, but
Yeah.
we're forgetting what.
Yeah, the things that are not needed anymore.
Right, but it's like, what if the
You
internet?
can't do cursive. I mean, you could do cursive on an internet, but it's very inconvenient.
Yeah, and it don't look
So
right.
why do we need it anymore?
But so if this were to crash, like, or like, hey,
Everybody's gonna have to print.
I guess, man. And then me and you sending, like, me and you, if we'd be writing a note, we're like probably in our 80s, we're in cursive,
Yeah.
and
Nobody's gonna be able to
they're
read
like,
it anymore.
"What the hell? Is this Japanese? What language is this,
Yeah.
man?"
Yeah, I did a podcast with JJ about that, about signatures and things like that. And how long before we just don't need them anymore?
I don't know.
Like, it won't be long.
I mean, a lot of it's.
I mean, that's the only thing anybody writes in cursive anymore. Except for the few people who still try to keep it alive, like by purposefully writing in cursive in a note to someone. But people rarely write on paper anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I have to sign a lot of things, so and it's so crazy now that you mention it.
But digital signatures are taking over.
Oh yeah, but I remember, like, as a kid, like, with my name being Behringer, like, I would literally okay, here's the A, here's the R, here's the R. But as I've gotten older, I've noticed I just do B,
Scribble.
and then B. It doesn't say anything. It's just B. But
yeah, and that's why signatures don't really work that well in the first place, because you could just scribble a line and say that's my signature, and it's like, that doesn't prove anything.
No, although they have solved a lot of, like, cases with like frauds and stuff, like with
But how accurate it actually is it?
I mean,
is
you
the
get
question.
a calligraphy expert, and they're like, "Well, you see
you
when
get
he
an
writes."
expert, but still kind of pseudoscience.
Yeah,
you get the right lawyer, and they're gonna be like, "Can we actually trust this guy?" And then it's
know.
like, the jury's like, "I don't know."
Man, what isn't there, like, a famous, like, serial killer person where, like, didn't
BTK
they have that,
wrote notes, yeah.
Didn't they? And they
The Zodiac killer wrote notes too, but they never caught him.
But with BTK, didn't they, like, match his mail up with, like, the thing, like, some of his thing he would write? Like, didn't they use some of that to solve some of his stuff?
I believe so, yeah.
Huh.
I'd have to look back at the story, yeah, but I believe it was something like that. Because he had gotten away and he had stopped doing it for so many years. And, you know, like everything, the media is like, hey, let's talk about that old case again. And he's like, they're talking about me again.
And that's what he got off on that.
Yeah.
He got off on, like, trying to, like, like, y'all can't find me.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
exactly.
what got you
yeah.
caught.
I thought you were saying got off legally. I
No.
was like, no, they got him.
Yeah, like, he got off
Yeah,
on
because he
playing
started
with
doing it again. And
Yeah.
technology had changed by that point
Yep.
in time. And they're like, oh, okay, now we got you.
See?
We couldn't catch you back then, but we got you now. And that's the thing, like, they claim to have solved the Zodiac killer, you know, using modern technology, and DB Cooper and things like that.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Again, man, dude, just don't do crime. I promise you ain't going to get away with it. In this
Yeah.
day and age, there's no way to get away with it.
And Jack the Ripper, people believe that it was actually H.H. Holmes who was Jack the
Remember
Ripper.
that? Yeah. I remember seeing something like that. I don't know. I just think in this day and age, bro, you just don't. The chances of you getting caught are so much higher. There are cameras
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, that's why you don't hear about serial killers much anymore, is because it's too easy to get caught after the first one.
I gotta send you a video after this when we get. Man, thank y'all for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
I don't know
definitely.
how we got from songs you shouldn't have listened to Barney to selling band CDs
Yeah.
to B2K or BTK.
Yeah.
BTK, man. Either way, that's what we do here on the Trash Talk Podcast. Somehow we we try to. Have we brought it around full circle yet? Can
Nah.
bring it around? Come on, we right here. Bring it back.
I wonder if BTK was listening to some
Helter
Forbidden
Skelter
songs. Helter
was his
Skelter.
favorite
That's
song.
It. That's got to be.
That's it.
I mean, it was Charles Manson's favorite song.
I mean,
So
hey.
there's your tie-in.
There it is,
Yeah.
man. Guys, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Again, leave your comment down below, and your comment, if it gets our top 3 comments get read on the next podcast that'll be coming out, which is Tuesday morning. Smokey, you got anything else?
That's it for this week.
That's it for this week. Thank y'all again for hanging out with us. And with that being said, my name's Behringer Hollywood 6. Bye.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez.
And we are
over
and
out.
deuces.
Yeah, boy.
You sounded like you was about to say, I am Kid Rock. That's a song you probably should listen to.
Bob with the Bob.